It's like Christmas time. It's like that time that you get stuff, sometimes go to like the family, and the family gets you stuff, and you get stuff. And then, if you're me, you come in here and you talk about the stuff. So yes, let's get that one out of the way right off the bat. Merry Christmas. Even if it's belated, even if you get to this tomorrow, which more than likely you will because I'm filming it at nearly 9 o'clock at night. I'm sure I will edit it. I'm sure it will go up, but I'm sure it won't be posted till like midnight or later and whatever. And what the fuck am I swinging around? What is this thing? What is this thing right here? This flashy, lighty thing. This fucking lantern fucking thing. This is what happens when my mom gets me something for Christmas. As I've said before, my mother is very much alive and well. My stepmother is the one that died. And as I said before, I never quite realized how important that lady was to me, that woman was to me, until after the fact. Or towards the end of the fact, in all honesty. And especially in the aftermath when I seen how much she actually held the family apart and made the family happen, didn't realize it. Now, my mother is my fucking phone, so let's get on there because now people are commenting on the Facebook post, so we're going to turn that all the way down like that so that shit doesn't happen. Now, look. My mom is back around a lot more currently in my life because she's always lived pretty far away here and there, and now she lives closer. In fact, she lives like way closer, like easily within a half an hour driving distance. So I get to see her a lot more, which is really cool. It's a big deal for me. It is a big deal. So never misunderstand when I bring up my stepmother and then mention that my mom is alive. That's not a critique in the negative. That's simply saying that there were two women in my life, and one of them I wish I would have realized what she meant before she moved on. This is one of the things my mom got me this year, and this thing is interesting. This is a hydro lantern. The battery inside of here is neat, to say the least. It's this thing here. And yes, it's wet. See, here's how this thing works. You submerge the battery in water. Wait about 10 seconds. 10, 12 seconds. Afterwards, you take the battery out. You shake off all the excess anything that happens to be a part of said process. You know, there being a lot of water. So you shake all the excess water off. You put the battery back in. And it works. I don't know how it works. I don't understand the science of it. I don't know exactly what's going on here. But supposedly the battery has a 25-year shelf life. Get it wet for 10 to 12 minutes. 10 to 12 seconds. And put it in here. And it works. That is neat to me. And my mom very much has this habit of getting either gaudy things, fun things, or just really bizarre, neat things each year and giving it to me. It's not got anything necessarily to do. Sometimes it very much has something to do with something that has to do with just like me and her. Like she just recently watched a good portion of the Saiyan saga with me by coming over to the house. She got me a face mask as Goku from Dragon Ball. Because when I was explaining the anime to her, when we were talking about it, she saw a music video that I was watching that showed little Goku, and that's when she was like, because we'd only made it past Raditz, and we were at the very end where Vegeta had just been defeated, so we were like at the end of the Saiyan Saga. And then I was watching a music video, and she was like, well, that's him, right? He's like a little kid. How long does this show go? Does this... And I was like, this is a neat concept, especially if you're used to American cartoons where the characters don't age. Dragon Ball Z just goes, and it grew its characters up, and there's a long progression of history here, and that got her very interested in the whole thing in general, and so she got this. And that's what I mean, is there's little things that pertain to me and her in terms of our relationship that's not like what I necessarily want for Christmas. That's not the idea. Like this mustache masks, the reason for this is because when she, like around the first or second, like right when she got up here, right when we moved her up here, we watched A Million Ways to Die in the West, and she was gagging. We were both gagging on that. If I only had a mustache, like... And so she got that, and then she found this, and this is just a weird, neat thing, and that's the kind of stuff that I often get from her. That's the kind of weird, fun little relationship that we share in terms of Christmas, and sometimes I'll look for something that's like wolf-related, or I'll play the same game with her where I'll get something that pretty much only pertains to almost an inside idea, like me and her really understand what that is, or whatever. That's the kind of relationship we have. This thing is neat. I guess I shouldn't really dwell on it. It's said and done. We're already like 6 minutes into the video, and all I've really shown off is some masks and this, but like, this blows me away. And it's decently bright when you put it in the lamp mode. So you pull this up and you hit the button, and then it spans the light out in this reflector that's on the top here. And I already used it in this room, and I was able to put it down on the desk and walk around the room and see the room. It wasn't like night into day, but it's damn impressive for a flashlight that supposedly lasts me 25 years on a hydro battery. It's neat. Don't know how long a single battery charge lasts on this thing, but it's neat. It's a really unique, neat item. So let's move on. That was all the stuff that I got from my mother. I got a couple of things here and there, like cards and whatnot. And of course, I got like some clothes and some jeans and yada yada. We're not going to talk about, not really even show those things off here. It's pointless. My daughter did get me like a cool coaster thing that has her on it and everything, and so I'm using that downstairs for my, for my water when I'm downstairs. And then she gave me her nerds. I love nerds, so that's cool. So, check this out. For the room, my dad got me this. It's a small thing. But like I said, this is a very long project. It's a long, drawn-out, not being rushed project. You notice I haven't been going crazy on the shelf. I'm putting the stuff up there a little bit at a time, and we're just going about it. We're putting the lights up, putting some X-Men up, putting some Dragon Ball Z up. It's a process, and it's meant to take a long time because the office is meant to evolve and really become something that I truly and honestly give a shit about. The more that goes in here, the more personal it is, the longer the project has taken me. I don't care if it takes another 2 years to get it exactly where I want it. I'm living here now. You know what I mean? Not in this room, but you get my idea. This is like my room now. The one little room in the house where it's 100% whatever I put in here is like whatever I put in here. And I'm gonna go out of my way to make it fairly unique and fairly expressive. And like that back wall is only the beginning. So this kind of stuff is cool to me right now. I'm gonna replace the light cover, the light switch cover. And it's just gonna be neat. It's gonna be expressive and may really make this room stand out from the rest of the rooms in the houses overall. In the houses. Yeah, I'm that rich. Anyways, it's really cool. It's going to be a simple install. It's really cool. The last thing, other than some tools and whatnot, like I said, my dad got me some tools, but we're not dwelling on that. Now, people that know me probably laughed when I just showed that off. Because people that know me probably know or remember that Tony Stark, Iron Man, is nowhere near my favorite character. People are probably laughing like, oh, his dad fucked up. Here's the thing. I like this Iron Man. I've said it many times before that I give Nick a lot of shit. But I love the Tony Stark of the MCU. I love that Iron Man. I think that Iron Man is really something special. And that's the one that is. That's going to be cool. It's, let's see, it's 480 pieces. It's going to stand about 8 inches tall. It's going to be a little helmet display. It's going to be cool. I'm legitimately looking forward to building this. I like the MCU Iron Man. I don't like the comic book Iron Man. And if you are a comic fan, you know exactly where I'm getting with this kind of stuff. The MCU characters and the comic book characters and the cartoon characters, they're not all the same fucking character. You may like one Spider-Man and not like another Spider-Man. They are each different. You may like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. You may like the Superman of the comics and not care for any of them that have been in the movies, and so on and so forth. These are all their own concepts, own universes, own takes on the characters, and I like the MCU version of Iron Man. None of the others. Except for, I guess, for some reason he's super OP in most of the video games, so worth using. 3 items left. These are the last 3 that actually, interestingly enough, go on the shelf. And what are they exactly? What are those last 3 items? First is from Nick. Oh yeah. RX-78-2 HG fucking the Origin. These kits, these Gunpla kits are sick as shit. I mean, they are. That's not a joke. These are so good. Every one of these Origins that I have built, every single one of the Origin kits that I have had the opportunity to make have been so unbelievably good. This is no different. This is gonna be freaking sick. And there's 2 more. So I got 3 Gunpla this year. And I am still in debate. I very well may set up a way for the camera to look down at the desk, clear this area, and I may build them here live. You know, when I have the free time to work on them, I may do a couple of them that way so that we can actually talk and hang out while I'm doing it. The next one that I got is 01, Unit 01, Wing Gundam. I don't like Gundam Wing. That anime, to me, it's not a good Gundam anime. I just rewatched the entire thing, trying to convince myself that, you know, Gundam is Gundam, and Gundam is good, and maybe now that I'm all grown up, maybe it's not quite the same show I remember, and maybe there's a whole lot of nuance that I wasn't quite catching on to. That is the most plot-heavy Gundam I think I have ever watched, aside from Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny, because pretty much everything that needs to happen happens through plot armor in that show. But Gundam Wing, it pretty much set the trend for Gundam Seed to take its place. Like, we're not going to get into it. We're not. But while I love the design of pretty much every single mobile suit introduced in that series, I am now 100% certain that it stands at the very low tier of series that I like for Gundam. But then there's a cool fucking variant that I was also given. This thing looks fucking sick. Wing Gundam Zero Hondo. Like, oh shit, not Hono. Sorry. Dude, this thing looks amazing. This thing, it looks so fucking sick. Like, look at that. Holy shit. Look at this side. I don't know what this is. It's a really cool fucking variant thing. It looks really cool. Like, it is sick as shit. Let's go back to this part, because this is blowing me away. Like, the jet form looks sick as shit. I love that he still has the gun and everything, like the other one, but he also has these two swords that come off of his back that connect to those wings that make the jet look way... I love that color scheme. This guy's going to be sick as shit. I'm really looking forward to building him. And that is the Christmas loot this year. So that's all. I got some cool shit this year. As I said before, Christmas is tough. It really is. I feel like it's hard. It stresses me out to no end. But you know what? I said this year was a lot better than normal, and it was. And we're not there yet. Probably the next major video that I put out is gonna be the year-end video, because I'm in the habit of doing that, where I go around the room and I talk about like things and how shows turned out and everything, you know, just different things that I can think of that I feel need conversation, and that's coming up very soon. It's important. It's a major part of what we do. It's a huge part of the channel in general, and I always do a year-end thing, and that's going to be no different. We're going to do one again. We're going to go around the room like we normally do. It's not going to be nearly as eventful this time, because you won't see all too much in the room this year, because a lot of it has been taken down. Some of it's been put up. I mean, I guess there's a lot of images and whatnot, pictures on the wall and shit like that, but we'll go over the room. We will. And then we'll talk about the year in general and how I feel it went, and some things that are going to be changing, and some thought processes that I have and whatnot. But until then, guys, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Please take care of yourselves into the new year, okay? Watch what you're doing. And definitely stay safe from all the you-know-what that's going around, that's happening right there. And we hope to come back for the Sentai review. Originally, I would say it's like right off the bat at the first of the year, but that's like right after New Year's, and I don't know if that one's going to happen, but we will 100% without a doubt be back in the middle of January. And that's pretty normal for us. Now, like I said, I'm not really going anywhere during that time. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be doing this show and be doing some streams and shit like that. So there's always that. Hey, guys, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I'm going to get out of here. I have spoken. Take what you will from it.